Hi guys, I'm here today to do a book review of Geek by Smale. I did a video a while ago when I won this, and I won a few goodies with it as well from Goodreads, and I finally got around to reading it. So I'm just going to do a quick review of what I thought of it. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. It was a nice, quick-paced, easy read. I got through it really quickly. But the biggest issue with it, which I just could not get past, was that I felt like I was an old person reading a kid's book. Like, I know I'm not a teenager anymore, so I can't exactly claim that reading YA is actually my age, but this really did make me feel old. Like, I could tell that I'm not the target audience for this book. If I'd have read this 10 years ago, then I probably would have loved it, and it probably would have got 5 stars, and it may have even been a childhood favourite, because it is a good message. I like the fact that our main character, Harriet, is a geek, and she knows she is a geek, and she's fine with that. And that's what I liked about it. Harriet Manners is a good character for embracing who she is and being confident about it. So I liked that. That was something I really liked. I liked her love interest, Nick. I felt like he was a genuine nice boy. Because, we don't need a bad boy in every single book. This was just a nice guy. He is... I just thought I hadn't even really said much about the actual plot. This book is about a girl called Harriet who goes to a fashion... it's not really a fashion show, but it's the Clothes Show Live, which I don't know if that's a worldwide thing, but it's basically about scouting for models in this book, and her friend really wants to be a model, and of course her friend doesn't get it. Harriet does. Big spoiler, sorry. But Nick, her love interest, is also a model, and he is actually really nice to her, and he helps her get through the modelling world. So I really liked him for that reason. I've got to say, there was another thing I liked about it, which was that it covered a bit about bullying as well. Because there was obviously a popular girl who thought that Harriet was an absolute geek and thought that was a bad thing and turned people against her. And I think that Harriet came out of it better than a lot of bullying situations I have read about. She embraces the fact that she's a geek, and she basically is nice to the bully, and it's quite a mature. That was quite nice. That was very mature of Harriet. But it was full of childish humour and cringe moments, and I didn't like that at all. That made me feel really old. And there's one character called Toby, and he's a stalker, and he admits it, and he sits outside Harriet's house waiting for her to come out so we can follow her wherever she's going to go. And then in the end she just lets him tag along with everything, and I just felt like this boy shouldn't be rewarded for stalking. He should learn that that's a bad thing. So I didn't like that. And I found the fashion world characters to just be an absolute stereotype, a comedy stereotype. They were a parody of themselves, and I didn't like that about them. I just felt like the fashion world was just chucked in there, so that we could actually develop a relationship between Harriet and Nick. All the people in the modelling world other than Nick were just weird. And it also covers relationships between parents, which was nice. The dad is a bit of a crazy guy. He he ends up getting in a lot of trouble with his wife, who is her stepmom, but her stepmom is a good role model. I felt like she was a good mother figure for Harriet to have. But I just couldn't get past the fact that this book made me feel old. Like, I'm 23. I know I'm not old, but I'm too old for this book, I think. I probably will end up buying the sequels though, because I can't help myself. I've got to complete a series once I've started it. But I don't think I'll be rushing out to buy them. I'm not like desperate to know what's going to happen. It sounds horrible, but I just feel like it's so predictable. I probably know what's going to happen. Like, you know, it was just so young for me. I don't know how else to explain it. My problem with it. It was just, this is a book that if you are between 12 and 17, you're probably going to like it. But I think I've matured past that, being in school, and everything's so devastatingly bad if it happens, or amazingly good. I'm not totally, absolutely devastated if someone says something mean about me. Unlike Harriet, who she basically lets it take over her until the end, when she finally just embraces that she's a geek. So I couldn't relate really with my character. But I think if you're younger than me, you will enjoy this book, because it is a nice, easy read with some good messages in there. It's just, I can't get into the humour. I just can't. And I can't get into the embarrassing moments. Like, at the beginning, she's in a mall, and she falls over and, of course, trashes everything ever in her path. And I just felt like, oh my god, are we serious here? Is this actually happening in this book? And the fact that the character hides under a table whenever she's scared, I was just like, I don't know how to explain it other than I feel old reading this book. So I'm sorry it's such a negative review, and like I said, I did give it 3 stars because it was just such an easy read, and I got through it really easily. Like, I enjoyed reading it for the messages. Like, I enjoyed reading it for the embracing being a geek. I enjoyed reading it for the covering of the bullying story, and I enjoyed it for the relationship with the parents. And Nick was a nice character as well, but I just couldn't enjoy it enough to give it any more than 3 stars. And 3 stars is kind of generous. I'd probably say more 2.5, but that's just me. And it probably doesn't help that I finished reading this after reading a 5-star book. So I'm sorry you didn't live up to my expectations. Yeah, that's my review. I do have a book haul coming up soon. I hope I can get it done quickly. It'll be as soon as I can. So thank you for watching. I hope this was informative. Bye.